Temporal disruption protocols. Engineering the break. The moment we accept the premise that trauma is not merely emotional disturbance, but a disruption in the architecture of time itself, the question becomes practical. How do we fix time? What must be engineered, constructed, tested, and deployed to retrieve the lost self still lodged in a prior moment? This chapter outlines the basic schematics of intervention, the way forward once the problem has been properly named. We are no longer discussing mental health in metaphor or philosophical abstraction. We are working with time as a structure that can be misfolded, punctured, and, critically, repaired. Let us begin with the fundamental assertion. Trauma is not what happened. Trauma is what continues to happen when a portion of you is locked in a dislocated time code and forcibly reawakened by triggers that call your name. From this emerges our working mission. Objective: engineer an operational system to recover or neutralize the self trapped in the trauma time fragment. Either reintegrate it safely or sever the time code loop. Phase 1. Locating the time fracture. Every traumatic event leaves behind a timestamp. This is not merely a memory. It is an encoded moment of lived chronology. The goal of Phase 1 is not psychological insight. It is temporal mapping. We use indicators like recurring emotional flashpoints, triggers that induce derealization or panic, phantom sensations or abrupt sensory overlays, auditory, visual, tactile. Each of these is a coordinate in disrupted time. Tools for mapping: journals with timestamp annotations, audio logs made immediately after experiencing a trigger, breath-linked recall to trace sensory distortions. Phase 2. Persistent loop immunization. A persistent loop is created when the trigger activates the same response repeatedly, reinforcing the false idea that the trauma is still happening now. To immunize against this loop, identify the moment of automatic response. Inject a contradictory signal before the loop completes. This is not exposure therapy. This is signal interference. A developing method includes use of audio-based time disruption units, ATDUs, sound tools designed to disrupt looping identity reactivation, covered in full in Chapter 7. Key practices: breath hold protocol at onset of trigger. Anchor phrases: this is not then, this is not that. Environmental contrast techniques: change temperature, light, or body position immediately. Phase 3. Re-entry without reawakening. To reintegrate the lost self, we must return to the trauma time coordinate without triggering its reanimation. That is, we go back, but we don't wake it up. This requires deliberate containment and preparation rituals, use of a witness or external anchor, another person, or a guided prompt. Establishing a sensory shield, e.g. headphones, weighted blanket, controlled sound. Once re-entered, the aim is retrieval without identification. You are not there to feel what was felt. You are there to retrieve the version of you still stuck there. Phase 4. Severance protocol. Some fragments cannot be brought back. The distortion is too great. The thread is rotted. In these cases, we execute severance ritual unbinding, a deliberate goodbye to that version of the self. Timestamp overwrite. Mark the actual date of the event and burn it into your present orientation. Final anchor phrase: I let no part of me remain there. I am all here now. These protocols must not be symbolic only. They must be enacted physically. Speak aloud. Touch earth. Mark skin. Shout. Phase 5. Reconstitution. When the fragmentation is resolved, the timeline must be rethreaded. Without a coherent narrative, the mind will remain vulnerable to further collapse. Reconstitution involves story repair, writing the past with clarity, neither erasing nor mythologizing it. Voice restoration, recording spoken word in present tense to affirm current self. Spatial rehearsal, physically walking routes that used to be avoided, now as fully present. This is a map of action, not theory. The time-sick must become time surgeons. No external authority can do this for you, but we can build the tools, and the tools will make escape possible. Because trauma isn't forever, but time, properly reckoned, is.